I am so excited. I am so excited about this live today. I'm going to teach very simply the importance of saying yes and then figuring it out. How to say yes and then figuring it out, and really the power of your yes. I've got three simple points today. My only goal is to support you with shifting your mindset so you can show up and claim everything that's available to you. And I can tell you for sure that those things are not available until you say yes to yourself. I'm Mia Redrick, business and life consultant, and I got started in my company over 20 years ago. And I simply made a decision to go to work as myself. And what I mean by that is I wanted to figure out how to leverage my professional gifts as a corporate trainer, but also my soft skills as a mom. And I wanted to package what I knew how to do in my own business. And if you've been following me and you've seen the journey, right? If you're on my YouTube channel currently, you see there are thousands of videos that really chronicle what the journey has looked like for me to just go to work as myself and do work that I absolutely love. Today, fast forward, I've had the opportunity to pay it forward. And I work with giants, women who are smart, they're sharp, and they're just like me. They want to package their soft skills, something like motherhood, right? Something that you do that might be a hobby, but you're really good at it, and you create incredible results. Or it might be a hard skill, something that you do professionally or that you've been trained to do at the highest level. Well, I can tell you that saying yes and figuring it out is what my business has been all about. When I started my business 20 years ago, I started as a mom coach. And back then, there were not mom coaches. Today, you do hear of mom coaching specifically, but 20 years ago, there were parent coaches, a lot of health coaches, business coaches, but not mom coaches. And I said yes to myself and said, I'm going to figure this out. And I'm so grateful that I did. The journey has been amazing. And it's taken me literally just really around the world, really using my gifts and talents and supporting women. I've had the opportunity to be signed to Emmy nominated television shows as the mom strategist, equally to do corporate deals and partnerships with Fortune 100 and 500 brands. And I don't say any of that in braggadocio. I tell you because I had an idea, I said yes, and I figured it out. And I show women today exactly the step-by-step things that I've done over the years to build an amazing coaching practice that has allowed me to not only coach clients here in the United States, but literally all around the world. And I hold a place for them to be gigantic for themselves. So I'm excited that you're here tonight. Now, if you're ready, as always, I know that to receive a powerful message, you need to be ready. So I want you to write, I'm ready. And this is whether you're watching this live on any of these platforms or whether you are watching this as a replay, right? I'm ready, because you do need to be ready to receive a powerful message. And tonight's message is powerful, and it is the importance of saying yes and then figuring it out. And I wanted to do this live specifically because when I think about the women who I've worked with who've created the greatest results and yield in their life. Yield meaning they've been able to go from maybe trading time for dollars, charging by the hour, to building time-rich models that have allowed them to create greater freedom. They have been able to build businesses that are unrecognizable. Maybe they couldn't leave what they were doing. They couldn't take more than 2 weeks or 3 weeks of vacation, and now they can work from anywhere. They're not location bound. These women equally don't have a cap on their income, because the way that I teach them to build their businesses, and now that they're not trading time for dollars, they can truly scale in their business. And more importantly, they get to do what they love. They get to hang out with their family members, etc. All of them have said yes to themselves in some way and then figured it out. I think about my journey as a mom coach years ago when I got started. And I had never built a business as a mom coach. I didn't know that I had what it took to create amazing results and change in the lives of others. I thought I could do it because I had done it for myself, but I hadn't seen the evidence yet. but I said yes and I figured it out. And you know what? And as a result of that, my book literally was just in partnership with Fortune 100 and 500 brands. As I mentioned, I have had the opportunity to literally reach millions of people with my messaging on national television and local television. And it all started from saying yes, okay, and figuring it out. So let me tell you the three things that I want you to understand about saying yes and figuring out, because we're really good at saying no and not figuring things out. We're experts at that. But saying yes and figuring it out actually is a mindset. And the reason that some people evoke change quicker, faster, sooner than others is because they have a different mindset. And they have a different mindset around possibility, what they expect for themselves, and stepping into that next level for themselves. And the benefit to me of saying yes and figuring out is, number one, it builds trust and confidence. Trust and confidence. All right. And a lot of times we are not confident because we say no. Okay, we say no, which means we don't get to figure anything out. Imagine what it would feel like to say, this is something I want to do. This is the thing I want to launch. This is the thing I want to try. And you step into it without a guarantee of any success, that anything's going to work, but just trusting yourself, betting on yourself, and then watching that thing happen. Imagine how you then look at yourself differently. And the reason that some people never get to materialize a level of self-confidence that they desire is because they say no. And when you say no, you aren't figuring anything out. No is a full statement. No means I'm not doing it. No means I stay in the exact same place. No means I don't get to try to open any other doors. Are we clear? When you say yes and you have to figure it out, it means that you're opening up lots of doors. You're in a place of discovery, and you're not only discovering what's available to you, you're discovering who you are. And if you say no and you don't figure things out, you never get to discover that girl on the inside and what she's fully capable of. And so I know for sure that saying yes and figuring it out for me has allowed me to be incredibly confident and build self-trust. And the self-trust comes from just having failure, learning from it, realizing what you really are capable of. Most of us have no idea what we can really and truly accomplish, and we really just play in the smaller spaces in our life. Are we clear? Number two, we're talking today about the importance of saying yes and figuring it out. And I've got three simple points today, but they're really, like, as you listen to these, I want you to really just kind of like process them and think about, what do you need to say yes to? What do you need to figure out so that you can move into that next stage of whatever level it is for you, whatever level of elevation it is for you? Number two, when you say yes and you figure it out, you get to see how powerful your yes is. See, when you say yes and you figure it out, you get to see how powerful your yes is. And you don't get to see that with your nose. When you say yes, imagine, I'll give you an example. I have had clients who have said yes to media opportunities before they even knew what they were going to do on these media opportunities, just because someone asked them and said, I want to invite you on the show. And you know what? They said yes, and they figured it out in real time, and they realized, wow, my yes led to so many other incredible connections or clients or, all types of opportunities. Your yes has incredible power. And I always try to give myself permission to say yes to things that I've just never done before. I think about, the times when I was shooting television assigned to an Emmy nominated show, which is called America Now. And I had never, my very first segment, I had never ever experienced being part of a crew, like a crew, 3, 4 camera people all around me and my producers on set directing me to produce segments. And I remember that very first segment. And I get there not knowing what to expect and what the set looked like. And I just thought in my mind that there were going to be teleprompter, there was going to be cards at least, right, to help me. And there was none of that. But I had said yes, so I had to figure it out. And I found that impromptu speaking for me. I learned so much from those live opportunities without any cards, speaking from what I knew how to do. It was the yes. I realized how powerful my yes was. What if I said no? What if I asked so many questions so that I could talk myself out of what the opportunity was? I would never get to do the things that I love to do. I would never get to explore my greatest and highest level talents. I would never get to live with a whole new gift. And I think that's one of the things that's so important. And number three is exactly that. When you say yes to yourself and figure it out, you unlock a new gift. You get to live with a new you. And I say this, and I don't mean this lightly at all. When I think about all the times that I've said yes and what it's required me to do in terms of my own personal growth on the journey, and the same is true for you. It's when you say yes and you start getting yourself ready for those opportunities that you get to live with a new gift. You get to live with the new skill set you have. You get to live with the new network you have. You get to live with a new mindset that you have because you said yes and you figured it out. And unfortunately, so many people want to know every single thing about every single thing before they can say yes to themselves. And quite frankly, you're missing out. You got to understand that what makes life great is not just talking about faith, not talking about faith, but acting on it. And it's just really powerful. And that requires a yes. It's a total yes statement. And I hope that there is something that I've shared with you today that, that shakes your shoulders, that gets you to say, you know what? That's true. Like, I say no way more than I say yes. And I think no has its place, particularly when we're thinking about our boundaries. But when you're talking about the creative side of who you are and expressing and using your gifts for good, yes is where it's at 100%. Did you get value or did you get value tonight? I know that you did. My only goal was to support you. I want to invite those of you who are new here. It's nice to virtually meet you to check out my page, miaredrick.com. I'll type it here. There you'll see my webinar, which is learn how to package, price, and pitch your knowledge. And it's for you if you're just getting started on your journey and you're trying to figure out how to package who you are into a product. It's 100% free. So sign up now and watch it tonight. So you can watch it right after this live. And then for those of you who've been following me, don't forget tomorrow at 10 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time, I'm going to remove the code Client Love. And for those that have worked with me and want to come to my live event, the Giant Experience Live in Baltimore, it's going to be awesome, awesome, awesome. Not because I say so. You guys have already seen the results of women that have come to both my online and offline events. And so it's just going to be more of that. And I would love to see you there. You got to use the code Client Love. You save $2,000 until tomorrow at 10 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And after that, that's gone forever, ever, ever. You'll be able to save 10% off your ticket for a period of time, but you won't be able to save 33%, which is what I'm offering you. All right. So people who say yes and figure it out always win. And I hope that there's something that I said to you today that gets you to step into that. I'll post the link also for the Giant Experience Master Training. I'll teach you over the course of 3 days how to package, price, position your marketing, and how to find buyers. And it's a learn and do event. So I teach on a topic and then we implement it. All right. And you're going to get immediate feedback, lots of laser coaching happening all weekend long. And you'll have the opportunity to meet some really awesome women. I attract giants. So if you like being in the company of people who pull for you and you've been looking for your people, your tribe, I track them. All right. So I hope that you got amazing value tonight. It's been an honor to support you. And I look forward to seeing you on the inside in the webinar. I look forward to seeing you soon. Talk to you soon. Good night.